your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
On this Thursday late afternoon, our temperatures are in the middle 70s, and we've been able to see a slow clearing with our skies throughout the day today after the kind of cloudy start of the day that we had. 75 in Champaign, 74 in Danville, the cooler in Watseka at 66, 75 in Paris, and 74 in Decatur, which is where we have our carriage crossings or the camera on a Roofing Dog iNet. Winds are out of the north and northeast with gusts up to around 20 to 25 miles per hour. It's a little breezy today, but we'll likely see those kind of coming down a little bit overnight tonight with our clearing skies. Temperatures will eventually bottom out into the low 50s overnight tonight. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Human remains have been found in rural Rantoul. Why investigators believe they may belong to a missing man.
Black lawmakers want to make sweeping changes at the Capitol this year. How they plan to make education more accessible.
And people who drive through this town may notice something different. The new additions you'll need to watch out for during your commute.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
Human remains were found in Rantoul last night, and they were near the site where a missing man's bike was found earlier this month. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Roscoe. David Franklin has been missing since August. Police say the remains were found less than a mile from where his bike was. WCIA 3's Andy Olson is live in Rantoul. And Andy, you talked to police. What are they saying now?
Jennifer, they said that someone passing by spotted the remains here in a waterway in northeastern rural Rantoul. Right now, police and the Champaign County Sheriff's Office are working with the county coroner to determine their identity. Now, investigators said that they were able to determine that the subject was male. An autopsy is being done tomorrow morning, but the DNA testing may take longer. Police have said to me that they believe these could be the remains of David Franklin due to the location, but they're, of course, still waiting on DNA evidence to come back and prove that. Now, search parties have been going on all month looking for David Franklin, and I was told by police that they don't suspect any foul play in this case of the missing remains. But right now, they are, of course, still waiting on DNA evidence to come back and prove that with the remains that they found. Tonight at 6, we'll have more from the lead investigator from Rantoul Police on the case. For now, live in Rantoul, Andy Olson, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Andy, we'll see you again at 6. Thank you. Police are asking for tips on an armed robbery. It happened Friday night at the Chipotle on Wabash in Springfield. 2 employees were held at gunpoint. Police say the suspect was wearing a dark-colored cap, dark mask, and a black shirt. He had a silver gun. He ran toward Veterans Parkway after the robbery. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers. We have the number right there on your screen. The Coles County State's Attorney's Office is closed because of a positive COVID-19 test. Court hearings are still taking place. No word yet on when it'll open. Danville City Hall closed yesterday after an employee there tested positive. That building will be closed through the end of the week. Taking a look at today's numbers now, 7 people from Champaign County are now hospitalized with COVID-19. That's 2 more than yesterday. There were 137 new cases in the county. That's more than 4,000 total. Statewide, there are more than 2,000 new cases. That brings the total to more than 268,000. 25 more people have died. There have been nearly 8,400 COVID-related deaths. Black lawmakers in Springfield are rolling out their agenda for the coming year. After a summer full of talks of reform and equality, the Legislative Black Caucus is looking at the big picture, aiming for change at a much bigger scale than in years past. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey has more on this.
We're looking at equitable funding in K through 12, as we did with some of the reforms two sessions ago, as well as looking at equitable funding in higher education that also has a number of disparities that we need to address.
Well, difficulties with Cole there, but education is one of the 4 pillars from the Black Caucus's agenda. The first one was criminal justice. So far, lawmakers have held hearings to listen to experts in the field to see how they should progress in areas of criminal justice and sentencing reform. They also already held one hearing about equal access to education. The plan is to bring what they're learning from these hearings and create massive pieces of legislation that include reforms in each of their core pillars. Ammons knows reform takes time and said there will be discussions happening during the November veto session, but there might not be policies put forward. The Black Caucus will start to have hearings over the other two pillars of their agenda in the coming weeks. The pillars are criminal justice, education, economic access, and healthcare access. A Decatur family is looking for a new home after a fire. It happened early this morning on North Woodford Street near Hayes Avenue. The damage was bad enough that the family of four can't stay there. The Red Cross has given them a place to go. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. One fire department is making the call for volunteers. The Camargo Countryside Fire Protection District posted on Facebook. They say they're looking for people who are willing to dedicate themselves to serving their neighbors. If you are interested, we have a link on our website. Just go to WCIA.com. If you drive through Sidney, you might notice some changes along the route. They've added a few new stop signs this week. One is behind the Sidney Saloon. There's now a four-way stop at the corner of Harrison and Byron. WCIA3's Courtney Bunting is with us. So, Courtney, why did they add them?
Well, Jennifer, they told me they want to make sure drivers are more careful when they're driving there. There used to only be yield signs at Byron and Harrison. Village leaders say they were worried about speeders in that area, especially because there are a lot of kids with the bus stop and a park down the street. And as for the alley behind Sidney Saloon, there weren't any signs there before. And village leaders say it was a safety concern.
Sidney Saloon recently added some outdoor seating to that area, which now cuts off some of the visibility coming out of the alley. So we put a stop sign there behind the Sidney Saloon also to stop traffic.
Another reason they added the four-way at Harrison and Byron is because they say drivers take that route if the train is stopping traffic. They say it happens a lot during harvest time when the train is stopped to load rail cars. Sidney is also opening a new community center soon, and that'll be right down the road from where these stop signs are. So they're expecting more traffic, and they say they hope these new stop signs will help everyone stay safe. Jennifer?
So do we. Courtney, thank you. Millions of families fill out a student aid form called FAFSA every year, but some don't because it's just too complicated. How that could change. Plus this.
We see the need in the community.
Some students have been hard at work on a special project, how they're helping people get their hands on daily necessities.